33. New on Daybreak, a look at how much more a Thanksgiving feast will cost you this year. Every year, the Indiana Farm Bureau rings up the essentials to see how much it would be to feed 10 people. Isabella Chisholm is a leader with the Indiana Farm Bureau and joins us on the line this morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Scott. It's good to be with you.
Well, let's get straight to the headlines. No surprise that most things are more expensive, but lay it on us. What's the expectation from the Farm Bureau?
Well, prices have gone up, and nationally they have gone up 20%. So the good news is that it's a good time to live in Indiana because we've only gone up 14%. That's meaning that a Thanksgiving meal for 10 people is going to cost on average about $61.
Perspective's important here, at least, like you said, we're hardly the worst in terms of state-to-state cost. Let's, as we talk, pull up some of the prices that you guys have calculated. It looks like an across-the-board increase, with some spiking more than others. As we look at turkey at $28 a pound and peas at $1.50, milk at $3.35 a gallon, what leaps out at you among the details that you guys have figured out?
Well, if we're talking in details, I know I go to the grocery store just like everybody else does. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, what's going on. And we see inflation across the board. But if you look at it from the farmer's perspective, some of our crop and animal care products, those have increased. Inflation has hit us on the farm as well as it has in the grocery store. And those increases on the farm trickle down to us as consumers as well. So the fuel, the fertilizers, and the inputs and care products, those are the things that have gone up on the farm level.
Yeah, one of the things that we've tried to track as this inflation story has played out over the months is how much of it is temporary and how much of it appears to be lasting. You know, Thanksgiving stacks up pretty closely to Christmas. Is this look likely in this sort of a food sector to be an issue as we continue on to and through the holidays?
Well, I think you're just as qualified as I am to guess at that, but we don't have the answer, unfortunately. I don't think any of us predicted last year that we would be here this year. So I think it's important that we understand that we make the most of what we have at the time that we have it. And I think it's also important that we understand that the farmer's share of that dollar that we're spending on that food that is safe and that is nutritious for all of us, the farmer actually only gets $4.88 out of that $61 meal. And that gives us a little bit of a perspective on that. And that's not a woe is me story. That is a we're all in this together story.
And it shows where the price is added along the way. A couple of people already this morning have asked me, so how do they decide that? What goes into this calculation? Like what items are in it as a whole to come up with this $6.10 per person price?
That's a great question. We try and pick the same products every year so that we have a good comparison to the previous years. And so we're looking at the things that a typical family would eat, the turkey, the stuffing, the cranberry sauce. And something I think that's important to remember with that question that you just asked me is that we do this survey in October. So we don't have sale prices like we do have in some places now. So it's important that we shop and that we shop around. Coupons are available. I have noticed that, as well as some of the refunding apps that are out there. And I do think that families do have an alternative to some of these things that we have chosen in this list. Instead of buying the pre-mixed pie filling or the pre-made pie crusts, we can make them ourselves. And those ingredients tend to cost less when you put it together and put your own time to it than when you're paying somebody else to do it and package it for you.
Maybe more fun and teach the kids something too while you're at it. Isabella Chisholm, thanks for your time this morning, and happy Thanksgiving to you.